Hi everybody, this is Pastor Bill and this is Fixing Things. My wife's car is not working. Her baby is broken. She's got a 2009 Dodge Challenger. It's a V6 model and her alternator went out on her. So, I mean, the car doesn't get driven, it's not high mileage, you know, it's probably right at 60,000 miles, even though it's a 2009. And, but the alternator, the light goes in and out, but the battery still has power, and it's still, and then we replaced the battery a few years back. And so it started and got us home the other night, and I ordered online on eBay a new alternator. So I'm gonna open that up. Before we do anything, before I take any bolts apart, let's see if it's the right alternator. I'll tell you what, they got this thing wrapped up really good. It's got instructions, I guess, or something, or destructions. Oh, they tested it. It's approved. It's supposed to be brand new, so we'll see. It's it. So you know what that means? It means I got to get my tools together and get this thing on there and take you with me. Goodness gracious, it's always something. First thing we got to do is disconnect the battery. The battery in these cars is in the trunk, so I'll show you how that's done. So somewhere underneath here is the battery, but you got to get all your, oh goodness, that's heavy, all the stuff out of there. Ugh. Ugh. What did you guys think of my F600, huh? That's going to be a good project. That truck has pulled me through, took me home from state to state to state when I was doing live entertainment, sound, and when I played in bands. That's right, Pastor Bill used to play in bands. Man, I would fast forward this, but I don't know how to program to fast forward yet. Maybe I'll just jump video. All right, let's see here. All right, let me bring you in here. So there, once you lift up that cover, I don't know why there's a bread box in here. Look at that. There's even a little air compressor. I didn't know that. There's the battery we put in. It's got a Wally World battery. And we're going to take off the negative on here so it doesn't spark up against the frame when we're pulling it off. So I'll take off that and I'll meet you guys back around front. All right, I'm back from taking the battery cable off. And so first thing we got to do is get that box out of my way. And we're going to take a L ratchet and put it on the tensioner. Here, I'll show you the tensioner. So we got to get the belt off. So you put that on there like this. Go one way or the other. Go the other way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going the right way the first time. All right. There we go. Just got to pull a different angle. Take it off the idler pulley. While you're holding it up, take it off the alternator. Oh gosh. There we go. Okay. There's that. And might need that for the next part. Okay. Now that the belt is undone, here's the alternator. It's got a bracket up here, and on most cars there's a bracket on the bottom that goes to the motor mount. I think that's only on the V8s. So this one goes up to the exhaust. So I think we got to loosen that bracket. Loosen this, and there's two bolts on the bottom. It's got to come off. If I'm not mistaken, the bolts hit, but we'll find out. So let me start taking that apart. All right, you still recording? All right. All right. Let's put my 10mm back. Get my 12mm out. And it's not a 12, it's probably 14mm. It is not a 14mm. All right, what you don't want to do is break these brake lines. I don't know if I broke it loose or what. Let me try my shorter socket. Okay, there's one loose. I can tell you, putting these back on ain't gonna be easy. All right, that one's on it. Come on, Lord, give me strength. Slipped off. Try some more leverage. Let's see if I can't get that bolt out and make sure that have the right size socket on it. I may go inside and get me a 6-point instead of a 12-point socket. That's right. Oh, my dogs are barking again. Okay, I got 2 out of the 3 bolts. They're identical. We're gonna put a little, that one is really, really tight. And now we're gonna try to get the last one out. We're gonna put some kind of lubricant on here, anti-seize, which I should have some, I hope. If not, we'll put something else on there. Had to use the longer ratchet. Got the back one off and the top one. And it's all by feel. You can't see it. And there's no way to get from underneath it. There is, but you'd have to take a bunch of stuff off. All right, where's that nut? All by feel. All right. Oh, that's not on it. Cutting the heck out of my arms. Where are you at? Oh, it's up. I was too far back. Seems like the smaller ratchet gets in there better. But it slips off. Heck on it. That soaker joker is not budging. I should be able to get that longer ratchet on there. Come on, baby. It's on there, but I'm hitting all kinds of wires and stuff. This is where they slip and you break a knuckle. Ow! Oh, that's gonna bleed. Spit came out. All right. So I'm gonna go get a 6-sided socket. I finally got it. Cheater bar, super long screwdriver, redneck ingenuity, pulling every vertebrae out of my back. And I got that last one. Definitely is getting anti-seize going back in there. That sucker was tight. I may have to drain the radiator. Maybe I can push that thing out of the way. Maybe. We still got to get the wires off of it. Man, I can't imagine doing this with the V8. This is just a little V6. Maybe the V6 is harder, I don't know. I like it back in the days when there was a lot of room. Who was I kidding? There was never a lot of room to work on vehicles. Come on, baby. Come on, Lord. Yeah. Whew. Number 3. Okay, I couldn't find my anti-seize. I used it on the General Lee, but we'll clean the threads up a little bit. Put a little Harley Davidson motor oil on it. Good thing I got some extra antifreeze. All right, let's put the lid on that so we don't have an accident. Move it out of the way. I'm going to get the top bolt in first, then take it back out and put the other two in. Just so it'll hold it up. Started. That one started, maybe. Oh yeah, it started. And I don't want to get it snug because I want the other one to start. Last bolt. I should have took that radiator hose out a long time ago. Probably would have been done. Cutting my arm up. Okay, the alternator is on. Now we got to put the radiator hose back on, put the belt back on. Then we got to make sure these little motors are prone to warped blocks and cylinder heads being cracked and stuff. So it's important that you get these things right, because the radiator is below the cylinder heads. So we'll put the radiator clamp back on, and we're going to put some more antifreeze in it. I'm just glad I had some antifreeze. Alright, that's that. Clean some of this mess out of here. All right. Here's my big ratchet right here. Now it's time to get the belt back on. Oh, that's not right. That goes up over top of that. Oh, that's why. That's that. There we go. Woo! Hard on the old man. I dropped the wooden block down there. Oh, I hope I can reach it. Maybe I can kick it out on the ground. Got it. Well, dropped it again. All right, let me go get the antifreeze. Please stand by. Dodge is a better idea. Ugh. What? There we go. All right, I'm gonna go hook the battery back up. You let me know if you see any sparks. All right, let's see if it's charging. Ugh. I don't even know where the battery thing is. We'll find it right there somewhere. So we have 59,000 miles, seatbelt lights on. And I don't see no charging thing. Next thing is we got to make sure that the radiator is bled. So let's go do that. On top of the intake manifold, let me zoom you in. There's a little pitcock right there. So while it's running, you're supposed to open. That's supposed to be the highest spot of the motor. So we're gonna crack that open and get some antifreeze out of it, and that's supposed to be what you do. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then let me know. Okay? Just put it down in the comments. There it goes. And there was air in it. You missed it because it didn't record. But I double checked it and showed you how it was done. Now I'm just going to let it run, make sure there ain't no problems. But you don't need to see that. Then we'll do a closing thing. Let you know what I messed up or didn't mess up. Brand new alternator. All right, that's another episode of Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. Hopefully this microphone's on. Got a new alternator put on it. We got the antifreeze bled. One thing to note, you have to take the upper radiator hose off of the V6 model to get that alternator out of there. It's also make sure you bleed the top of the intake manifold. That's the highest spot on the water system. And if you don't get that bled, you'll crack and warp your heads. Just a note. So this is Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. What are we gonna? We're gonna be working on that F600 there. Look at that. Oh, she's beautiful. We're gonna be turning that into a pickup truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and order some parts up. We're gonna get a first start in 18 years. It's been sitting in a field for 18 years. That's where I donated to a boys' home. And so you keep watching. Make sure you press like and subscribe and all those good things. Don't press the down button, press the up button, right? We want to get those numbers up so that I can be funded a little bit to help do these projects and get some better projects. That's going to be a good project. That's going to be an awesome project. We're going to be cutting the frame, moving the axles forward, putting brand new brakes all the way around it. We're going to order up. I'm going to show you how to order. There's so many people out there that don't know how to get the wheels for these trucks. And they're going about it the wrong way. They're looking for rims for an F650, and that's not the way you do it. You get the actual numbers off the rims and you order them for your lug bolt pattern from your suppliers. That's how you do it. Of course they don't have them in stock no more. They get a 22.5-inch rim and they mill your holes. That's the expensive way. We're going to do it a little cheaper way. So we're going to get some aluminum rims for this truck. It's going to be squatted down, hammered down to the ground, and it's going to be a daily driver when we're done with it. So you stay tuned. Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.